Meet Wiz of Ecom, who started off anonymously with a faceless YouTube channel and scaled his business on social media to 7 figures. And he closes 6-figure deals from his small YouTube channel. And he basically said that last year, almost all of his sales came directly or indirectly from YouTube, meaning almost everyone who bought his agency offer looked at his YouTube at some point in the buying process. And most of his videos are recorded with nothing but simple looms. And he said that almost every client he closed the entire year watched his YouTube channel. So he was basically directly and indirectly making money from YouTube. Now, if you're wondering how to turn views into high-paying clients without fancy equipment or complex setups, this case study is gonna show you exactly how it's done. And if you're struggling to pick your niche, we have a free live workshop where we go over how to grow on YouTube. And at the end, there is a live Q&A session where people ask me a bunch of questions about their YouTube channel. And most people ask about their niche, and some even leave the live workshop with a niche in mind. So link is in the description and the pinned comment below if you want to check that out. Now let me show you the reasons why Wiz is crushing it. First of all, let's start off with the elephant in the room. Wiz of Ecom started off as a faceless YouTube channel. He was faceless, he was anonymous, and yet he still was able to scale his business to 7 figures, which is very rare. Most faceless channels can't really launch a business on the back end. So how was he able to do that? Well, the big secret, the big thing that made all the difference for him was the fact that he actually had an avatar, something that represents him on the channel. So even though he was anonymous and faceless, he did have an animation or an avatar that represented him. Now, by the way, if you want to figure out if faceless or personal brand works best for you, how to do it, if it works in your specific niche, or if you're just trying to figure out what your niche is in the first place and how your channel can fit into the YouTube ecosystem, then click that link in the description and the pinned comment below, because this Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'm doing a completely free live training that you absolutely cannot miss out on. I will answer all of the questions. I'll go over all the most important things about growing and making money on YouTube. This will be like a Zoom call where we're both in it, and I will answer literally any question that you have. So definitely don't miss out on that. Links in the description and the pinned comment below. Click down there, and I look forward to seeing you. So this is a very interesting way to start a business because he started off anonymously, so people didn't know his real identity, which is quite interesting. And it creates a lot of intrigue, and you're not really risking anything because if it doesn't work out for you, who cares? Nobody knows about it. If it does work out for you, you can basically have the option later on to do a face reveal, and then you can turn your channel into a personal brand. And that is exactly what Wiz of Ecom did later on, but it makes it much easier to do this if you sort of still represent yourself as a person with an avatar. So I highly recommend if you're gonna start a faceless channel to represent yourself as a person with a faceless avatar. Now you can use a static one, you can use kind of like a VTuber style one where it's moving as you move. You can use one that's kind of animated in the corner. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Now, Wiz had some very common problems that business owners face, right? He's a business owner first and a content creator second. And he also had traffic and followings from other places and other platforms. And what's interesting about Wiz's case is that he didn't necessarily want to become like a full-time YouTuber, right? He wanted YouTube to be a nurturing and education tool that supported his core business. And he needed a simple, repeatable system that would showcase his expertise and attract the right clients. So let's hear from Wiz about the results that he's seen since he started implementing our strategies.
Hey guys, so I just wanted to record this for Shane Hummus to thank him for all his help with my YouTube channel in 2024. I have about 10x my subscribers and closed countless deals from the actual platform, almost every single client. And I can quote this like wholeheartedly. Almost every single client who has hired us this year has watched one of my YouTube videos and it's been a part of their journey.
All right, so let's talk about a few of the things he did to make this happen. First things first, he started with what he had available at the time. He did not go out there and buy a fancy camera and make super high quality production. He started just by recording a screen, using Loom videos, making super basic content with his, camera and his webcam, a little bit later on down the line, but he kept it super simple. And that is exactly what you need to do as well. Ignore all these YouTube channels where their whole purpose of their channel is just to review all this expensive equipment. You do not need expensive equipment, okay? And especially in a sophisticated niche like this, people could not care less about your video quality. All they care is about the value of the video itself. And many business owners think that they need Hollywood level production to succeed on YouTube, but that is simply not true. In fact, it might come across as if you're trying too hard if you do that, right? Because people that potentially would buy his products and services want strategy, right? They don't care about crazy lighting or amazing camera equipment. And because of this, he can make very basic videos, oftentimes using Loom, that absolutely crush it.
They see me as a real strategist. They get to see my real mind. I don't have to work with crazy camera equipment, crazy lighting equipment. I have the most basic stuff and I use Loom. And that's because of Shane's strategy. I follow his icon method for topics. I follow all of his strategies for how to record and how to promote my offer within my videos.
All right, quick break. This Tuesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time, I'm hosting a free live workshop called Make Money with YouTube, YouTube Secrets. If you've been struggling to find your YouTube niche, or you don't want to spend months or even years building a channel around something that isn't profitable or just doesn't work for you in general, then this workshop is for you. Because for everyone who shows up live, I'll be giving away the 60-second Niche Validator GPT 2.1. This is the most advanced version of my GPT-powered niche validation tool yet, and it's designed to help you instantly test and uncover profitable YouTube niches before you invest your time, money, and effort into the wrong one. And it's the most refined, data-driven version so far, and I'll be giving it away completely free, but only during this live workshop. So attend the free live workshop by clicking that link down the description and the pinned comment below to grab it. You'll also be able to ask me questions live, so I look forward to meeting you. Oh, and just a heads up, this will be probably one of the last times I'll be giving away a version of the Niche Validator for free, so make sure you click that link and show up to the workshop. Make sure you put it in your calendar, and I look forward to seeing you there. Now back to your regularly scheduled programming. Now, the second thing he does is to make videos on topics that people actually care about. Now, the way that I teach for people how to do this is called the icon method. I've started to kind of rebrand it as the hot dog method just because nobody knows who Carl Icahn is. But just to very quickly explain that, Carl Icahn was a really big name in the finance industry, and he would basically find businesses that are doing very well despite the fact that they were ran terribly. And I took his methods to YouTube. I find YouTube videos that are doing very well despite the fact that they're from a small channel and they're ran terribly. Then I steal one thing and one thing only, and that is the video idea. I make a similar title, completely different thumbnail, completely different video, and I make the video significantly better. And that is how I recommend you find video ideas, because the idea is the number one thing that will make or break your video. It's not hours of editing. It's not tens of hours of script writing. It is the idea and delivering value. Right? The next thing you want to understand is YouTube is not just good for traffic generation. Yes, YouTube is amazing for traffic generation. In fact, I would argue it's probably still the best platform for traffic generation. But where YouTube really shines is the step after generating traffic, where you actually nurture and educate your potential clients. If you've ever had an issue where people just don't want to buy your stuff, or maybe you have some sort of thing that you're selling over the phone, they hop on a call and it's just really hard to sell them, or you're just having trouble getting people on the calls in the first place, it's probably because your education and nurturing process is bad. Okay? And the thing about YouTube is it makes education and nurturing happen so much more easily than any other platform. If they discover you on TikTok or Instagram, for instance, they might spend like 5 or 10 seconds with you at a time. And even after 100 videos, they've probably only spent 20 minutes total actually consuming your content. Whereas on YouTube, if they watch one video, they might spend 20 minutes or even longer consuming your content. And by the time they've watched 10 videos, they feel like they know you. Okay? YouTube is a totally different ballgame. It's a completely different animal when it comes to nurturing and education. And that's why sales teams, just as an example, love to work with YouTube channels. They love to work with people who have YouTube channels because people come on the calls pretty much ready to buy, and the salespeople are kind of just cashiers at that point. Now, if you want to find the right ideas, because this is such an important thing, you absolutely need to find the right ideas. That's something I'm going to be covering in the training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Check it out in the description and the pinned comment below. And if you have any other questions about YouTube, literally anything, you can ask one of the world's biggest experts on YouTube for education business directly in this live training. You can ask me any question that you have, so don't miss out on it. Click that link in the description and the pinned comment below, and I will see you Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Look forward to seeing you there. Now, the last thing that Wiz was very good at, and I'm gonna say right now, he was good at this even before he met me, but after he met me, I think I gave him some, nice tips and tricks, is actually monetizing content on social media. Because there's lots of people that get the same amount of views that Wiz is getting, or even 10 times or even 100 times more views than he's getting, and yet they're making a fraction of the money that he's making. So proper monetization is another thing that so many YouTubers, so many content creators, influencers, whatever you want to call them out there, are absolutely terrible at. So just as an example, many entertainment YouTubers will make $1 to $3 per 1,000 views. Many education YouTubers that don't monetize correctly will only make about $10 to $20 per 1,000 views. My channel, the one you're watching right now, Shane Hummus, makes over $300 per 1,000 views. And my second channel, which is a B2B channel, it's more targeted toward businesses, makes well over $3,000 per 1,000 views. So if you want to know how to correctly monetize your channel, again, attend the live training this Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You don't want to miss out on it. Now, additionally, check out this video of Thomas, who was spending over 8 hours per video, and he was able to completely automate everything with our help to the point where he's spending 0 hours per week on his channel, and it's doing better than ever. And you can check that out by clicking right here.